Hello, Sasha. This is a video just for you. So I want to talk through a little bit of how to maybe try to process a little bit of what all you're going through at ROTC. And then I'll tell you, maybe I've told you this story before, but I'll tell you a little bit about sort of my experience as a cadet, which wasn't all that great. So processing through what you're learning, I know Mom kind of mentioned to you that maybe, write down, what you're learning. And I know that you're not a huge fan of journaling. I just want to let me suggest to you, use an app called Otter.ai. I use it a lot. I use the free version of it. You get, I think, up to 25 recordings. It's basically like all you need is a phone with a microphone. You just click record. Actually, you can do it on your computer too. You click record, and on the free version, you can record for I don't know how long, but the first 30 minutes of that recording will be transcripted. You'll get a transcript of it. What I do is once I go over 30 minutes, I stop it, and then I restart it, and I get 30 more minutes. But what that will help you do is maybe you can just sort of process out loud, maybe if you're going for a walk or whatever. And then what you get is that transcript. And rather than having to write it out in journal, which you may not be a fan of, you'll end up with the transcript. And then, maybe afterwards, take some time. I mean, I'm kind of becoming more and more a fan of AI, and like Notebook LM is a great one where you can bring in transcripts and things and have it sort of summarize, hey, what are the big lessons I've learned? What are themes that I've been saying here, etc. Just a thought, but just an idea for how to process this without maybe doing something that you're not naturally enjoy, which is journaling. So a little bit about my journey. I think I've probably mentioned some portions of it. So this may be a reason why I've kind of hesitated to make this video, or really why I've procrastinated to make it, because I'm a little bit of a loss for how to help you process this, because I did not have good experiences in the Army when I was a cadet at West Point. So when I was a rising sophomore, so between freshman and sophomore year, we went out to the field. It wasn't a good experience. We were kind of it was really like the blind leading the blind. And so I didn't enjoy that. And I think I found out later, I realized I don't like doing things that I'm not good at. And I really felt like we were all pretty incompetent at what we were doing. Then I went to drill cadet leader training, which I don't recommend. It was an opportunity to go to a basic training unit, to basically be a drill sergeant, to yell at people. I mean, there was some fun in it, but I walked away thinking these are not like the best. Like, I didn't have a ton of respect for the NCOs, because some of them were just not the greatest soldiers in the world. And that was kind of all of my experience, my real world experiences, minus airborne school, which I thought was really easy and was probably pretty prideful. Air Assault School I thought was well done. It was more difficult, but it was only 11 days. So when I graduated West Point, I really did think I was going to hate the Army. It turns out that my cadet experiences were really not all that indicative of what I was going to find in the military, where we train and we train and we train, and we don't just do things once and then just keep moving on. We train and we train until we get really good at it. And that's why we are the best force, fighting force in the world. You're seeing it now with the bombing campaign and other things. It's not just the Army, the Air Force. Everyone trains to a super high level in the Army, and you get the reps in to get really good at your job. And I really kind of fell in love with that. The adventure side of it, the ability to do things, to get better at things. I really did enjoy that. So I'm not quite sure where that leaves you in terms of, like, maybe you're really loving ROTC. I don't necessarily get the sense that you are in terms of the field problem. But if you are loving it, just realize it's not exactly how it's going to be in the Army, but I think you'll like it even more. And it's a little bit like I can't guarantee you that if you kind of hate, or you're not really happy, or you kind of feel like I'm not sure this is really what I wanted to sign up for. To me, the actual Army experience was very different. And so hopefully it will be for you as well. I can't guarantee that. It is a product of what you make of it, what your branch is, what your jobs are, and I think to some degree just sort of how you approach them. So would love to just kind of hear your thoughts at some point and just talk to you, honestly about, hey, maybe you hate it, maybe you love it, maybe you're somewhere in between, et cetera, et cetera. So one thing I will say, I still think it was a tremendously smart move to get kind of get on the OPT4 side, so that if nothing else, you're sort of seeing the lay of the land, the way ROTC is sort of set up there at Fort Knox. And at the very least, there should be a little less stress when you go into it next summer, that you've at least administratively, you kind of know where some of the buildings are, maybe where the chow hall is, that kind of thing, and also a little bit of what to expect. So anyway, love to talk to you sometime if you ever want to give me a call. And we're looking forward to having you home in, I don't know, about 3 weeks now. So, all right, take care. I love you. Bye-bye.